Good morning, students. Already we discussed a few lessons from history and geography. So today also we are going to revise the same pattern and lessons. And evolution of human and society, prehistoric period. In this lesson we discussed about the evolution of human beings and origin of the earth and its geological periods. And also we discussed, and it is the 4 eras. That means the Proterozoic eras, Paleozoic eras, Mesozoic era, and Cenozoic era. In the final one, the Cenozoic era, the ape erecting, and that means the standing straightly. That means it walk straightly. So that is called evolution of human being. The apes, the human being coming from the apes. Already we know that. That is why we call them human is a social animal. The great apes. Human being also included in the great apes. We already discussed, and also we discussed about the age of speculation and scientific studies and the forms Australopithecus through Homo erectus to Homo sapiens. So that means here the human evolved from the apes. We know that. So how the human evolved, how the apes became a modern human, the things we discussed. And later we discussed about the prehistoric period. In the prehistoric period, the human used tools for hunting and collecting food. So for that they used stone tools. So we called it Stone Age. And this Stone Age is divided into 3: Paleolithic, Mesolithic, and Neolithic. So in this Paleolithic also divided into 2: Upper Paleolithic, Lower Paleolithic. So in this time, how the human being hunted and how they collecting the food and what is the technique of making tools. So these are the things we discussed, and you can see the pictures. That means these pictures clearly says that the human beings used the stone tools. First one, hand axe, flint biface form from Saint Acle, France. It is discovered in France. And cleaver. So cleaver is one of the tool, and Homo cubilis point. This is a point. It's used like a arrow, and finally we can see the Middle Paleolithic flakes. So it is discovered in India. So these are the things we discussed. So finally we discussed about the megalithic period. In the megalithic period, the succeeded the Neolithic is called the Iron Age. And Iron Age also we discussed. So here Sir Robert Brucewood, we are studying the Paleolithic, that means the Stone Ages, and we divided the Stone Ages into 3. So thus it was divided by Sir Robert Brucewood, and he also discovered the Paleolithic tools in India, particularly in Palavaram. And also he discovered some of the grave goats, and these are the types of megalithic grave goats. So that means the megalithic burials. So you can see that Topical in Kerala, Kodakal in Kerala, and you can see here Padikal in Kerala, Sistine Kodumanal. These are the different types of burials. Sarcophagus, it is like a uh, elephant. The top will looking like a elephant body. Menhir and urn burials. So these are the different types of burials we discussed. And secondly, we discuss about the ancient civilization. So in this civilization, we have map. We need to practice the map thoroughly and clearly. Egypt, Mesopotamia, Indus, China. These are the civilization of the world. These are the four major civilizations of the world. You have the map in your for your exam, so you need to practice in this map clearly. So another one we discussed from geography, the lithosphere and the endogenetic processes. In this lesson, we discuss about the four spheres and interior of the earth. So in the interior of the earth, we discuss about the layers of the earth and also its functions and its minerals, and discuss about the crust, mantle and core, and also we discuss the rock types and its formation. And here there are the question answers is given. So first one is the write a brief note on the various spheres of the earth. For this we have to write the four spheres of the earth. What is the four spheres of the earth? Lithosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere and biosphere. So the four spheres of the earth. Another one, mention the layers of the interior of the earth. What are the layers of the interior of the earth? So there are three layers. We know that crust, mantle and core. In the core, it has two, inner core and outer core. And another one is define plate tectonic, and what is tsunami, what is the volcano, mention its major components, what is an earthquake and how it occurs, and what are seismic waves and mention its types. Write about the Pacific Ring of Fire. So these are the 2 mark questions. You need to study all the 2 mark questions, and also the give reasons also are given, and distinguish between also is given. So already I sent question answers to you, so you need to prepare well for this, and also a map practice. So in the map, already I given the map. In the map we need to point out the Pacific Ring of Fire, earthquake prone zones, any two places, and locate any two active volcanoes of the world, and Himalayas and the Alps range. So these are the map practice you need to do. Another one, forms of government and democracy. For that you need to study about the different types of democracy and administration and forms of government in the world, and aristocracy, monarchy and autocracy, oligarchy, theocracy and republic, democracy. These are the forms of government. So India is a democratic country. It follow the democratic norms. The term democracy is derived from two Greek words, demos and kratia. So demos mean people and kratia mean power. Thus literally democracy means the power of the people. So why it is called the power of the people? Because the human being, that means the people has the power to select and elect their representative and the administrator. That is why it is called the power of the people. And salient features also we discussed. The Abraham Lincoln, one of the president of USA, defines a democracy as a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So Abraham Lincoln, he was the president of USA. He defines the democracy. Democracy is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So these are the famous definition for the democracy. And the types of democracy also we discussed. In the types of democracy, there are two types. One is the direct democracy and indirect democracy. In the direct democracy, the people elect their representative directly through the election. That is called direct democracy. Indirect democracy means the representatives, that means the elected representatives elect their representative. That is called indirect democracy. So here the forms of government and democratic government is given. The first one, the forms of democratic government, parliamentary form of government, and another one, the presidential form of government. So parliamentary form of government is in India and England. So presidential form of government is in USA and France. The first one, electorate, legislature, executive. It is three wings in the parliamentary form of government. And the presidential form of government, first one is electorate, executive, and legislature. These are the forms of government. And also we discuss about the merits and demerits of democracy. And also we discuss about the first election which was held in India, and in 25th October 1951 and 21st February 1952, the first election, Lok Sabha election, was held in India. In this, the Indian National Congress has not faced any serious changes or a revival so far. And also it struggled for various issues like literacy, poverty, gender discrimination, regionalism, casteism, communalism, and religious fundamentalism, corruption, criminalization of politics, and political violence. So these are the issues it faced. And also here is given that electoral system in India. So we will discuss this lesson later, and I will send the study material with this link and all or to your group. So study it. Don't waste your time. Study well and write well your exam. Thank you. If you have any doubt, you can contact me in my personal number. Thank you.